What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Suit Up Geek Fix podcast. Today is our animation movie draft. Before we get started, please be sure to smash that like, comment, and subscribe button, put on notifications, all that fun stuff. All of our amazing content creators, you can find their information down below in our description section. Spread the love, follow, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Today is our animation movie draft. 10 teams here. Tonight, we'll be selecting 5 of their own favorite animated movies of all time. It is a snake style. Leading off is Jacob. We're going to lead off with introductions one by one. And guys, if you're watching us live, whether on Twitter or on our YouTube channel, please be sure to comment. Please be sure to trash talk. Have a drink. Let's celebrate film. All right. With that being said, Jacob, you are officially on the clock. Tell us about yourself. What do you got going on, man? And what is your number one pick?
Hey, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I've been wanting to do these drafts. I'm a big fan of watching these drafts. Like he said, my name is Jacob. You can find me on Twitter at tberry57. You can find my work on websites such as musiccitydrivein.com, hiddenremote.com, and yeah, that's where you can really find all my stuff. And with that being said, with pick 1-1 in the draft, I will be taking Wall-E.
Ooh. All right, Wall-E is off the board, and that means my better half is up. Number 2, our returning champion from our female movie character draft. You're up, Nicole.
All right, so as he said, I'm the better half, the missus to the Mr. Crockpot, and I'm going to have to go with Coco. It's a really big one for me to pick from because it has such good memories, and I'll get into it at the post game. So stay tuned to listen to why I picked Coco.
Coco is off the board, and Matt is up. What do you got going on, man? Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at MattWyatt651. I review movies. I collect physical media for Blu-ray movies, and you can find me on Letterboxd, Snapchat, and Instagram. And my number one pick will be Aladdin.
Aladdin is off the board, which means Ryan is up. What's going on, Ryan?
Hey, what's up, man? Suit Up Geeks, thank you guys for having me back. I'm Ryan O'Toole. I won the summer blockbuster draft of the Suit Up Geeks. I'm very happy to be back here. So, yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Ryan O'Toole. I do movie reviews and talk lots about movies. So with my first pick, thank God it wasn't picked because this film started a national animation phenomenon, and that is Pixar. To infinity and beyond, I'm going with the classic Toy Story.
Toy Story is off the board. All right. Let's roll on to Anne, I believe, right? Anne, you're up.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
I picked a good moment. My dogs just lost their minds. Hi, everyone. I'm Anne Daleview, author of the young adult novel A Tale of Ashes. It is now available in wherever books are sold, so yay! You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Anne Daleview, and on TikTok at Anne Daleview2. And my first pick is a Halloween Christmas classic, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
Nightmare Before Christmas is off the board. I was hoping it would slip a little bit. Nope. Dave, where can we find you, man? You're up, dude.
Hi, everyone. Very happy to be doing my first draft with you guys. My name's Dave DiOrio. You can find me on Twitter at @fat_lobster. I am a co-host of the podcast and internet show on the Painted Lines called Podadelphia, a Philadelphia sports podcast. You can check us out every Tuesday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to go a little off the board here and take something that, I didn't see talked about too much earlier, but I'm going to take the 1988 Japanese import Akira with my first pick.
Ooh. Akira is off the board. Interesting.
Christian is upset.
It's okay. It wasn't my pick, but it was one of my backups.
He's got backups.
But
Geekly Good in the house saying good pick, Dave. Akira. Christian, where can we find you, man? You're up, dude.
All right. Well, thank you again for having me on. You can find me over at the Film Optics Podcast. That is Optics with an X over on Twitter. You can find me over on my personal Twitter at Music City Nerd. You can also find my written work over on the Music City Drive-In website and In Session Film. And I'm actually going to go with another Japanese, one of a more recent fan favorite, or I guess Japanese favorite. It's Your Name.
Your Name, interesting.
Still haven't seen it.
Rachel is
I've
going to be
seen it.
very upset for tomorrow. That's like her favorite.
I love it. All right, Christy, right? Christy.
Yes, it's me. First, and how could you take Nightmare Before Christmas? That was my first pick. Second is The Little Mermaid.
Ooh.
Under the sea.
What was your selection?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid?
The Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid is off the board. All right. And Alyssa, where can we find you? Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Letterboxd, all of the social media at Mainly Movies, where I do movie reviews and other movie-related content. And I'm amazed that this movie didn't get picked so far. I thought for sure it was going to be gone, and I got to grab it before you get two picks in a row. So I got to go with the movie that is set in my own home state. Yeah, and I'm going with The Iron Giant.
Oh, that wasn't my backup.
Best Vin Diesel.
No,
I knew it wasn't going to make it back to me for my second pick, so I had to get it back.
I wasn't gonna. I knew I wasn't getting it, but
Oh, you killed me, Alyssa. That was my number one. That was 100% my number one.
I kind of thought so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to. I'm Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. I'm going to make my two picks here, and I'm really excited for these two picks. First one is one of my favorite movies of all time. Animation or live action, doesn't matter. I'm going with the Brad Bird masterclass, The Incredibles, for me as my first.
No, that was one of my picks.
back to back Brad Bird.
And then we're going to go with right up there again with one of my favorite movies. And I'm going to go to the superhero route. It's my favorite Batman movie of all time. It's up there. But it's Batman Mask of the Phantasm for me for my second round selection. Alyssa,
Very underrated.
Yep.
Really good.
So, well, you took my top Pixar, but and my top Disney is not available for Saturday, so Sunday gets that movie. But my second favorite Disney is still available, so I got to go with a repeat pick from last month and go with Mulan.
Nice. Mulan goes to Alyssa in the second round. Christy, you are up.
Oh. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the Mitchells versus the Machines.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Good one. That could get some.
Someone's going for recency bias.
That was a damn good movie. That was a damn good movie.
It
No,
was.
great movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
My top 5 favorite movies of the year.
Mitchell's versus the Machines. All right, Christian, what is your selection?
I'm going to be going with Pokemon, the first movie.
Going the Japanese route here. I see you're right. Remember, didn't you say like you had an approach to this draft? Interesting. All right, let's move on to Dave.
Okay, well, Toy Story was picked, but it's actually not the best movie in the trilogy. So I'm going to take Toy Story 3.
Oh no!
I was actually
Yeah, that is
back to me.
Toy Story and Toy Story 3 are my
Why'd you
two
steal
favorite
that movie
Pixar films.
from me?
All right, let's not,
They're
let's
both
not talk
amazing.
anymore about not talk about any more about Toy Story. and you're up.
Okay, well, I was gonna go with The Incredibles, but since you already took it, I'm gonna go with my dog's favorite movie. Don't know why it's her favorite movie, but Shrek 2.
Oh,
So good.
the best soundtrack out there. I'm telling you.
She has excellent taste.
I need a hero.
To to Anne. All right. Ryan, you're up.
All right. Okay. So Alyssa and Deibs are really throwing me off now. So since Anne did pick a DreamWorks movie, I'm going to go with DreamWorks' best movie, in my opinion, and best series, the How to Train Your Dragon series. And pick How to Train Your Dragon 2. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yep.
How dare you?
It is. Yeah.
Beloved series.
It's
man.
Talk about greatest soundtracks, man. That film school.
Yeah.
The second one.
Yes. How to Train Your Dragon 2 goes to Ryan and Matt. What is your second pick?
My second pick would be one of the movies that I had no idea that this was going to be that good. I thought it was like the worst idea that Warner Brothers has ever done, but I'm going to go with the Lego Movie. It was one of the huge surprises of that year, and then it got snubbed at the Oscars, in my opinion. It was fantastic.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 should have won for me.
Lego Movie is off the board to Matt. Nicole, what are you doing?
All right. So I'm gonna have to go with Up today. I know it's another Pixar movie that I'm going to pick, so I'm gonna go Up.
Up is off the board to Nicole. And let's roll on to should be Jacob here, right? Jacob, back to back.
All right. With the first of my back-to-back, I'm going to dip into Pixar, and I'm going to go with Soul.
Interesting.
And with my second of my back-to-back, I think I'm going to stay with Pixar, and I'm going to go Monsters Incorporated.
Ooh.
So good, man.
I don't like you
great
anymore, Jacob.
Great pick, man. Great pick.
All right, Nicole, where are you going?
Okay. All right, so I think I'm going to have to start the run of Christmas movies, and I'm going to have to go with Polar Express.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Polar Express. Could this start a run of Christmas movies? We'll see. Matt, we're in the third round now.
Okay, if I'm going to have to pick, I'm going to pick Coco as my number 3.
I picked
Already
Coco.
picked.
Yeah.
Coco is off the
picked
board
Coco.
already. That went number 2 overall.
Oh, Coco's already out the. It was already out the
That would
board.
be a miracle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love this comment from Leo.
Okay, I'm gonna pick.
You got
Tarzan.
Lion King, Leo, so you're good.
Yeah, and Spirited Away.
And Finding Nemo. So.
And Spider-Verse.
And Beauty and the Beast. You guys have like a whole 8 movies. You're good.
Yeah. We'll lose, so it's
Fine.
okay. We'll lose. So
All right, Matt, what's your pick?
Okay, my number 3 pick is Tarzan.
Damn it.
Oh, interesting.
Such an underrated
I
Disney
love
animated
the
film.
pick.
Incredible
I
soundtrack
love
by Phil
the pick.
Collins.
Tarzan's so underrated. I agree.
I don't know. That's my least favorite Disney movie. Yeah. He looks
Have some
weird.
words.
Shaped odd.
All right, Ryan, you're up, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with this one. I'm surprised it wasn't picked. You know what? I don't love the movie like a bunch of people do, but it is a Pixar classic. I got to go Ratatouille.
Oh no!
A lot of people love it, so I'll go with that one.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I love that one too.
And you're up.
I was gonna go with Ratatouille. Hold on. Okay. Oh, so I'm surprised this one hasn't gotten taken already, but I'm gonna go with Frozen.
Frozen. All right.
Wow.
I got it right here.
Frozen to Anne. Dave, you're up.
Okay, this movie is so notoriously underrated that it may actually be overrated at this point, but I'm going to go with Disney's Emperor's New Groove.
Nice.
I like that movie.
Yzma. Hold the lever.
Bring it
Hold
on.
the lever, Crunk.
All
Does
right.
she even have that lever?
The Emperor's New Groove is off the board. Christian's up.
All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of a pivot because I do have to add a Disney film in here because, I mean, we are talking animated films. So I'm going to go with Treasure Planet.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
I dig it. I dig it.
Had that one reserved as a sleeper for sure.
I'm surprised no one said it. I actually thought that Jacob was going to take it, one of his second or third picks, but no, he went with Wall-E.
Be my number 3.
All right. Treasure Planet to Christian. Christy is up.
Treasure Planet is so good. I love that movie. So we already talked about this, but I don't think anyone's picked it. Big Hero 6.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well done. I got it.
La 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 la.
Well,
I
yeah,
am
that's
your
good.
personal healthcare companion.
All right, Alyssa, you're up.
So, well, now that Christian stole Treasure Planet out from under me, I need a Pixar. So I need to get Pixar. You guys have taken so many of the good Pixars already, and many of them have been reserved for tomorrow. So I don't know. I don't know if I should go with a sequel or something with a little bit of recency bias. I'm gonna go sequel and go with Toy Story 4.
Ooh, the prologue.
Okay.
You can add because you already took the first one. So I mean, I'm left with the Toy Story scraps here.
Did anybody take Toy Story 2?
Someday,
No, I don't
baby.
know
No,
why.
we
It's
can't pick
clearly
it.
the best.
That one's
We
for
can't pick
tomorrow,
it.
right? I think
We
so.
can't
That
pick
is
it.
tomorrow.
I just
Yeah,
like,
it's reserved.
like, there's no way.
Yeah, we
I
can't
can't
pick it.
remember if it was
All
tomorrow.
right, that makes sense. I was like, there's no way. All right. Anyway,
Oh wait, I didn't put my third pick in here. Hang on, sorry. Ratatouille. Okay.
all right. I've got back-to-back picks here. Oh, where do I go? Where do I go? I'm gonna go with my favorite Disney princess here. What are my selections? My selections so far: Pixar, superhero. I'm gonna go Disney. Disney. My favorite Disney princess is Moana. I absolutely love
Oh no.
freaking Moana. Moana is my pick.
How was the movie, Leo?
Yeah, Leo, how was it?
Leo, aren't you
Watch
supposed
different
to
That was
notes.
literally my next
movie?
pick.
Why are you
Tarzan
commenting?
is not overrated, Liam. I will come through that screen.
Me too. I'll join you.
All right, and I got another pick to make. I'm going to keep going with diversity here, and I'm going to go with Princess and the Frog. For my
Nice.
first round.
Yes. Nice. I
Going
love
down
that
the
movie.
bayou. We're going down the bayou.
The
to-
Crockpots are switching off some titles here and there because
I was gonna pick that one, but I was like, nah, I'll save it for you guys.
Yes.
All right, Alyssa, you're up.
So I'm kind of surprised this one hasn't gone. I'm surprised none of this kind of category of movies have gone, but I'm going to go with The Land Before Time.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God. Thank God. I thought you were.
she literally stole my next pick.
Okay, that's payback for taking Treasure Planet. I would have taken that. So.
That movie kills me. Oh.
I want a tree star. Like, come on.
I do
Trees
too.
are
They look
long
very
neck.
delicious.
All right, Christy, you're up.
All right, well, let's go through another throwback here. I'm going to choose Fern Gully.
Nice.
So good.
Nice. Very nice.
All right, Fern Gully to Christy, and Christian, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go with the superior Batman film and choose Batman Under the Red Hood.
Oh,
No. No. You stole that from me, but
I love it. Love it.
man, Under the Red Hood goes to Christian. Dave, what's your selection?
Okay, I'm gonna take a diversion myself from the Disney Pixar stuff, and I think I'm gonna go with South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut.
Nice. That's my
You're not going to wait for the next 14 movies they're making?
The next one.
All right, and you're up.
All right, so many of the good ones are taken, but I'm gonna go with a not quite Disney princess, but Anastasia.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right, Ryan, you're up.
All right, I'm actually surprised nobody dived into this animation studio. Thank goodness. It's Laika. My personal favorite of Laika, I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to go with the one that people know about, Coraline.
So good. Matt.
So good.
Okay, so my fourth pick would be Monsters Inc.
That's already been taken.
Oh, that's already taken? Oh,
Yeah, it's already taken.
All right. If I had to pick, I'm going to pick the Flashpoint Paradox, most underrated DC animated film.
I agree.
Love it. Flashpoint Paradox. AJ would be very happy right now.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with a classic Disney movie, in my opinion, and I'm gonna have to go with Peter Pan.
Nice.
Yes, finally.
Peter Pan.
We haven't been paying tribute to the classics.
Yeah, for real. All right, Jacob, you're now making back-to-back picks. This is going to be your last pick.
Okay, so I need a Disney princess. So with my first pick, I'm gonna go for Tangled.
Oh!
I'm surprised that fell.
Really, Gabe?
I'm surprised that fell. Yeah.
Bringing it back around.
It's just, yeah.
I need a movie that I personally love and that I hope a lot of people end up loving, and it has a wide fan base, great TV show, and that's the Simpsons movie.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Simpsons movie to Jacob. Nicole, last pick.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with Box Trolls for my next movie.
The Box Trolls. It's off the board. Matt, what is your last pick?
Okay, my last pick for this animated movie, I'm gonna go with the original Shrek.
Nice, good pick.
Nice.
Get off me, swamp talking donkey.
I'm making waffles.
I am an ogre. Okay, so last pick for me. This is tough. Okay. Do I want to go that route? Okay, I guess I'll go that route. I'm gonna go with. All right, I'm gonna go Zootopia.
Ooh. Solid pick.
Yep.
That's a great choice.
And last selection.
All right. I think I'm gonna go throw in a Japanese one here.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Princess Mononoke.
Nice.
It's reserved, isn't it?
It is reserved.
It is.
It's reserved,
man.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why I
Right.
didn't pick it.
I was gonna
I
say.
can't remember. I'm like, why didn't I pick that one? Oh, yeah.
Damn. Then I'm gonna go with a meme that people use a lot of the time: the Road to El Dorado.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So good.
It's a pretty good movie.
Really good.
Road to El Dorado, and Dave is up.
All right, I need a classic Disney, so I'm going to take my favorite hand-drawn Disney of all time, and I'm going to go with the original Jungle Book.
Nice.
Ooh.
Bare necessities.
Cities.
All right.
Louis Prima. Come on.
What's your last
All right.
pick? People on night 2 are sweating.
You guys get the classics.
Oh boy. Well, since Utopia I was like, man, no one's picked that one. But I was gonna go with another Japanese, but I have derailed from that just to give a little love to the Sunday Crew, because I know there's a few Japanese animated lovers over there. I'm gonna go with Brother Bear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
One of my
Joaquin Phoenix.
favorite Disney movies ever.
Yeah, we commented that before. Yeah.
Hey, it has the original theatrical releases of all 9 movies on the back. That's why I bought
Why don't
it.
you just
was
wear it
11
backwards then?
So
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my.
Before we went live, Gabe, we talked about that. Christy, what's your last question?
All right,
So
my
you did
last
say
one
Luke Skywalker.
is a DreamWorks one, and it is Home.
Nice.
I haven't seen it.
But
There's a
When
lot of
you
things
get
we
off
need
the
to
Never seen it
watch.
either. I've never
I know.
seen
I'm
it.
gonna watch it.
it's so cute. It's very family oriented. I really like it.
Hmm.
All right, let's roll on to Alyssa.
Okay, so this is where like my plan is not as like set in stone, and I feel like I should pick another Disney for voting purposes, but I really want to pick this other movie. And I know I kind of maybe promised I'd hold off on it for Larry tomorrow, but sorry, Larry, I think I'm gonna take it. And go with The Brave Little Toaster.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Man, I haven't
Nice.
seen that movie in ages since back in elementary when the teacher showed it to me.
That's
So good. So
So
good.
good.
All right, and I'm gonna finish this off here as we get to intermission for our post game show. Leo is freaking out.
In all fairness, I think there's a lot still to choose from because I made
Oh,
a
yeah,
list of like
definitely.
100.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Dude, I've
guys
list
got
like over like
Yeah,
40
you have Lion
animated
King.
You got
movies on my
Spider
Or at
Verse.
least,
You're
like-
good.
Right, there's stuff that we
The
couldn't
first
pick. That
person has
stuff would have
Lion
been gone.
Beauty and the Beast. You guys are good.
Thank the commissioner.
I'm gonna just end it here, and I'm gonna take Wreck-It Ralph. I
Yes.
absolutely love Wreck-It Ralph. It's just such a lovable film.
I'm gonna wreck it.
For any nerds that I'm hoping a lot of the nerds see that and vote for it because it's terrific. All right, guys, we are gonna do a quick 10-minute 10-minute intermission here. We will be back for our post game show. My man Loretto will be hosting. We're gonna grade each team 0 to 10. We're also gonna kind of give our own scores and trash talk. So please, guys, stick with us for the next 10 minutes. We'll be right back. I'm going to throw everybody out of the chat and then put on our little video intermission, and then we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. See you guys. I'm going to kick everybody here.
Peace.
right, guys, we are going to get this post-game show started. Let's lead off with our host for the post-game show. He is Loretto. Follow him on Twitter at Marcellus Stern, co-host of the Suit Up Geeks Fix podcast. Go ahead, Lo. Add everybody else in.
Good evening, everybody. Great job. Not gonna lie, I'm hella jelly. Capital HELLA, all caps, hella upset because most of my list is gone, but that just means you guys did a great job. So I want to give a congratulations and a hats off to everybody who participated. Everyone that's just tuning in or got a little bit late, this is the greatest animated movies post-game draft show of the Suit Up Geek Fix podcast. That's a mouthful. Great job again, guys. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. There's a lot to dig in here, everybody. First on the draft was Team Jacob. He took WALL-E first overall, followed it up with Soul, Monsters Incorporated, Tangled, and The Simpsons movie. A very epic and eclectic list. Got a little bit of 2D, got a lot of Pixar picks and 3D animation. Before we let Jacob kind of go through his thought process on his picks, really quick, what has everybody got for a grade for him?
7.5.
7.
6. Oh, wow. 7.
This is a solid A- list.
6.
Epic. So I'm looking like an average of like a 7-ish range here. The 6 bogs it down a little bit. Jacob, please go through with us your thought process, and are you happy with your team? What would you grade your own team?
I mean, of course, I would grade my own team a 10 because it's my pick. No, I pretty much got everything that I wanted to. I only had a few. Lego Movie was a big loss. I thought a lot of people would forget about that one. And then How to Train Your Dragon 2 was another one I was really trying to go for. But other than that, I really just went through. I got my favorite Pixar, one of my favorite animated movies ever in WALL-E. And then with my second pick, I wanted to go a more recent Pixar, one that would probably be in the forefront of a lot of people's minds with Soul. And then follow that up with, classic Pixar. One of the first animated films to be nominated for Best Animated Feature with Monsters, Inc. With my number 4 pick, I felt like I had to get a Disney princess. I was surprised Tangled fell as far as it did. And so I had to do that. And then with my number 5, I've loved the Simpsons movie. I've always loved the Simpsons movie. I feel like with that one, kind of like with South Park, there's a huge TV tie-in with it, which I did have South Park on my list too. But yeah, I just think that with the Simpsons movie that there's a big TV tie-in. It's a movie I love. I love still watching it to this day. And I thought it would be a great way to round out my picks.
What would you grade yourself? You gave yourself a 10, right?
Yeah, truthfully, probably since there were a few that I didn't get, I would at least go, I think I've got at least an 8.5 to a 9.
Hey, to be honest, I think it's pretty strong. WALL-E's in my top 5 of animated films in general. Simpsons has a cult following, and I think the show lasted damn near 20 plus years for a reason, right? So
yeah, it's still going.
Yeah. I'm going to open the floor to the entire board. Anybody have any hot takes on his team? Do you love his team? Do we got any cold takes on this team? Go ahead, guys.
I hated Soul, by the way. So to see that go in the second round.
WALL-E is the most overrated Pixar movie.
Wow. You're crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Hot takes.
Wow.
That's a hot take.
Well, that's definitely a hot take.
I was
Yeah,
shocked.
thank you, Christian.
WALL-E
Thank you,
went number
Christian.
1.
Anybody else?
The best pick in this team is Tangled in the 4th round. That is great value.
Agreed.
That is.
I love Tangled. It just reinvigorated the Disney kind of animated franchise and moved it going in the right direction. I love Tangled to death. I was hoping it was falling to me there in that 4th round. It didn't. That was a great selection. I love that.
And dare I say, there's a following of people that think Tangled is better than Frozen. So he's got it.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
All right. So with the second pick, guys, we had Team Nicole, Mrs. Crockpot, our champion from our last draft. Congratulations, by the way. Greatest female characters draft. If anyone hasn't seen it, please check it out. It was a great time. She took Coco first overall, a very, very lovely, heartbreaking movie for myself. She took Up, another tearjerker. The Polar Express, a Christmas flick. Surprisingly, that was the only one I think that was taken. I think he thought a run was going to start there. She went classic with Peter Pan. Then she went stop motion with the Box Trolls. A very balanced list, I would say. Real quick, let's give her a grade, guys. What will we grade Nicole's team?
8.5.
Give it a
A
6.
minus.
I'm going to 6.
8.5.
It's an 8. It's an
I'm
8.
going
It's
for
a
an 8
really
out of
good
10.
team.
8.5.
I'm going
I'm
9.0.
proud tonight, guys.
It's a great list.
So give or take, I'm not great with math, but that's looking like another like 7-ish average there. Nicole, go ahead, go through your thought process and grade your team for us.
All right, so I would grade myself an 8.5 out of 9. I said an 8.5 or 9 out of 10. And the reason why is because I didn't pick like a classic Disney princess, and I'm kind of surprised for myself that I didn't do that. But I'm really happy with Coco and Up because they're both real big tearjerkers for me. Coco's a solid in my heart. Just crushes my soul every time I hear that "Remember Me" song, and it brings me back to my Nana and my other residence that I had where I worked. And Polar Express, I'm kind of surprised I was the only one that picked a Christmas movie, but I love that movie, and that's the first one we watch every year around Christmas time. And Box Trolls, I really wanted a stop motion like claymation movie, so I'm glad I got that. And then Peter Pan is a classic Disney movie for me, so I'm really happy I got that.
Awesome. And same format, guys. Floor is open. Any hot or cold takes on Nicole's team that you want to talk about?
My hot take is I hate Up. So
Whoa, dude. Come on.
I agree with you.
Dude, you are out of your
What
mind.
do you hate about that movie?
You do have to watch beyond the first 10 minutes, right?
You didn't cry for the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean-
Yeah. But you do have to watch the rest of it too.
And also, it's
Wow.
not like I mean, the first 10 minutes are sad, but they lived a full life. They got like they lived like 60 years together.
Oh, you're
Wow.
cold-blooded, man. I feel you.
Wow.
You're a
You have a point.
sociopath.
Dang.
Yeah,
Wow.
I love this. I love this team, Nicole. You nailed it with Coco, Up, and Polar Express. That's a really great top 3 picks there. Peter Pan, I think it's a well-beloved classic. I loved Peter Pan when I was a kid. I would definitely say Box Trolls is your weakest pick, but I do like that movie. So I gave you an 8.5. I think this is a really good team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Polar Express, just want to give a shout out because that is also a Christmas movie me and my family watch every single year. So
Nice.
my mom loves it.
Yeah, honestly, I think for these drafts, I think it's nice to pick some films for ourselves because I think, your first 1 or 2 picks will be popular enough most of the time to carry your team. So if you pick Box Trolls for yourself, I don't blame you. That was Leica's got a lot of good stuff going on over there. So with the third overall pick tonight, we had Team Matt. Welcome to the drafts, by the way, Matt. I know you've been wanting to do this for a while, and we see you in the comments, so we appreciate the support, man. You took Aladdin first overall, went with the Lego Movie next, Tarzan, Flashpoint Paradox, and Shrek. Another really balanced list. I'm really impressed with how all of you guys balance your teams out really well. You got some superhero DC in there. You got some classic DreamWorks with Shrek. So real quick, guys, let's grade his team really fast. What do we got for Matt?
I'm
I'm going
giving
to
this a
8.5.
10. This is a great
Wow.
fucking list.
8.5.
High praise.
Thanks, man.
9. You get a 9,
Wow.
Matt.
Nice.
Hey, that's looking. That's
Oh,
looking.
I did
like
not.
a
I did not
9-ish
expect the number to go that high.
9-ish average. So Matt, go ahead,
Definitely
break
9.
down your thought process, man. Are you happy with your team?
Dude,
What would you grade yourself?
Yeah, I'm happy with what I got. I mean, The Lion King was gonna be my number 1 pick until the Sunday just stole it from me. It's like, how dare you? I love that movie so much, but I love Aladdin so much. It was one of my childhood memories. The musical numbers is fantastic. The songs were very memorable. Robin Williams is the life of the party. I mean, he will always be my genie, hands down. The Lego Movie is something that had no expectations going in. It was one of the worst ideas they have ever done, but until I saw the movie, it changed my opinion. I freaking loved it. It got robbed at the Oscars. It should have been nominated for Best Animated Feature Film. Tarzan is so underrated. I love the soundtrack with Phil Collins. The story was good. I love the characters. And the Flashpoint Paradox is an incredible adaptation of the DC comic telling the story about what if the Flash goes back in time and saves his mom, and it changes the whole new timeline. And it was an Elseworld story, and I loved it. And it was very dark and a little bit of an R-rated, even though it was a PG-13. It was. And Shrek was one of my childhood memories. It's a satire of a fairy tale film. I love Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Jonathan Lithgow. The whole cast is terrific. The animation is fantastic. And a great comedic tone. It's very beloved. I'm very happy with what I got, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Epic. And honestly, Aladdin is my favorite 2D animated Disney film. So great choice there, man. How about everybody else? Got some hot or cold takes? It looks like most of you guys like this one. So anyone want to talk about it real quick?
I was so mad the Lego Movie was 2 picks away from me because I was going to be my next one.
Hey, that'll happen, man.
But while I think Shrek 2 is the better Shrek, I think getting the original, which still has such a huge following, as your very last pick might be one of the biggest steals of the draft.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's a lot of value in the final round. Anybody else?
Yeah, I really like your Tarzan pick. I agree. That's the most underrated Disney film for me. Lego Movie, everything is awesome. Aladdin, instant classic. And Shrek, I love this team, man.
Everything is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything is cool when you're part of
I'm surprised no one picked the Lego Batman movie. Like, that
Oh,
was,
dude, I was going to pick that.
considering
I was going to be
I
my
was
pick.
like, really?
It was such an
Christian.
underrated Lego spinoff.
Don't give people ideas tomorrow.
I got nothing less to pick from. I'm giving them the best choices they have. So
All right. Matt, you did very
You got Tarzan from me. I really wanted to pick that one, and I was really pissed off. But congrats to you. And I was really surprised that you put Lego Movie round 2. But it is an awesome movie, so I'll give you that one. But I'm just really mad about Tarzan.
I think Aladdin is like one of the is like the Dark Knight of this draft. Like, who's gonna vote? Who's not gonna vote for Robin Williams?
yeah.
Like, who's not gonna vote for Robin Williams?
I agree. A strong pick. All right, moving right on. We got Team Ryan, another champion in this draft. No wonder you guys did so good. He went with Toy Story with his first pick overall. How to Train Your Dragon 2 broke my heart. I love Toothless. I love the whole mythology. Burke is just such an amazing world to dive into. Ratatouille, a great Pixar flick. We got Coraline, another near and dear stop motion animation film to my heart. That one hurt to see go because I thought you guys might have forgot about that one. But you finished it off with Zootopia. Real quick, what's our grades for Team Ryan O'Toole?
9.5.
8. It's definitely a 9 out of 10.
I give it an 8.
I'm
I would
going
say a 9.
7.
I would say a 9.
That's a great
Another
list.
seal of approval from the draft board. I gotta say, Ryan, before I give you your kudos, man, this is probably my favorite list so far. It's
Thank you,
just
man.
it's super strong, man, from top to bottom. Like, Zootopia, Toy Story, Coraline. It's a really powerful list in my opinion, at least for the movies that the kind of animated films that I like. So go ahead, man. Go through your thought process. Are you happy? And what would you grade yourself?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, going into this draft, I wanted Spider-Verse, but then of course the redraft happened. I'm like, damn it, I can't pick Spider-Verse. So my second option was Toy Story. I mean, Toy Story is my favorite Pixar movie. I mean, it started Pixar. Would we have Pixar today if it wasn't for Toy Story and how good and revolutionary it was? It launched 3D animation, Woody, Buzz, just so many iconic characters. And How to Train Your Dragon 2, that I wanted that movie so bad. And I was so happy I got it. How to Train Your Dragon 2, that's my favorite DreamWorks movie. So happy I got that. Ratatouille, I don't love the film as much as a lot of people do, but a lot of people love this movie. That's why I picked Ratatouille in the third round. And Coraline, I was actually surprised nobody was going for the Leica films. I went with Coraline, which I think is the most praised of the Leica films. I love the film as well. It's a great Halloween spooky film. And Zootopia, I as well was surprised. How has Zootopia not been picked yet? So I'll just go with Zootopia. I love my team. I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10 for sure.
Awesome. All right, everybody, the floor is open. Hot, cold takes. What do we got for Ryan?
I can't believe you stole How to Train Your Dragon 2 for me. That was going to be my top 5 pick.
Yeah, the How to Train Your Dragon 2 pick was a great pick. I like Toy Story. I don't think it's as a movie aged that well, but I do think it is super, like, it means a lot to just animated films in general.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, agree to disagree.
Oh.
I think it's solid. I think the whole list is solid. You have 3 that were like ones I was gonna pick the same round that you ended up picking them. So there's a few on here that I like as well.
Straight contender team.
See, I don't know what's worse, like being an outsider watching you guys pick these films that I love, or like being in the draft and knowing you wanted it and you couldn't get it. Like, I don't know what's the worst feeling there.
Also,
anybody
I'm
else?
glad you picked How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah.
Like, I love the first one, but the second one is just not much better, but it is just better. I'm glad that that's the one you went for.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the
one of
best out of
those
the 3.
movies where the
It's the,
sequel outshines the original.
And I will say that I love your pick for Toy Story. The original one will always be in my heart, even though the third one is still the best.
Really? Not Toy Story 2?
It's my childhood. I have to go with my childhood with the first Toy Story for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
And How to Train Your Dragon 2 is Empire Strikes Back for animation, in my opinion.
Oh,
Yep,
that's
I
hands
agree.
down. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Hands down, this like in terms of like film scores, 1, 2, 3. Those top 3 are like just unbelievable in terms of soundtracks.
I mean, it's arguably one of the best trilogies.
Yeah.
And I
Definitely.
feel like getting Zootopia in the 5th round was a steal.
That was
I
a big
agree.
deal.
I agree. Yeah.
So moving right along, we got Team Ann, another epic team in my opinion. She stole a couple that was near and dear to my heart as well. Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, who doesn't love Jack Skellington and his wonderful band of spooky misfits? Shrek 2, and I'm a little bit. I go back and forth, but a lot of people think this Shrek 2 is better than the first. She took Frozen, which has a huge following that doesn't have to be spoken for. Anastasia. I was really hoping you guys wouldn't touch it. I was like, no one's going to remember Anastasia, but good job. And you did a great job with that. And you also went with Road to El Dorado, another forgotten DreamWorks film that I think it's underrated and a lot of people might not remember. Let's give her a grade really quick, everybody. What do we got for Anne?
8.
7.
I'm going with a 7.5.
7 and a half.
Solid 8.
All right. So
Seven
Anne,
and a
go ahead
half
and
out
go
of
through
10.
your thought process. How happy are you with your squad and what would you grade your team?
I'm fairly happy. Some people stole some of the ones that I was really looking forward to getting, but I'd probably grade it like an 8.5. I'm happy with definitely Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a classic, really made Tim Burton what he is today. And Shrek 2 definitely has to be the best Shrek. As I said, it's my dog's favorite movie. She can pick it out of a lineup. She will sit there and watch it all day. It's really strange, but you gotta love that movie. And Frozen, I have little sisters, so definitely seen that movie more times than I can count.
Yeah, I think a lot of people at the box office could speak for itself. $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, so hopefully that'll help carry this list. I'm surprised I got it in round 3 though. I thought it was going to go faster than that. Anastasia, definitely one of my favorite non-Disney princess movies. I also liked Swan Princess, but I didn't think it would rank as high. I love the frog in that one. And The Road to El Dorado is just a classic, great adventure, hilarious quotes. Just love it.
Awesome. Any hot or cold takes, everybody?
So I love Road to El Dorado. I'm glad you got that in there. I'm happy it went in this first night. I'm sure somebody would have picked it up on Sunday, but that one's one of my favorite DreamWorks, and definitely a good one.
I mean, I knew Nightmare wasn't going to fall to me at 6, but it's just cruelty to have it go at 5 and give me a little glimmer of hope.
You thought for just a second.
It's the hope that kills you. I just learned that today.
Yeah, your top 2 picks here are just straight bangers. I think that's going to carry you pretty good.
I agree. Number 3, not so much, but the
Frozen's my least favorite of your picks.
Okay, yeah. I'm not a Frozen fan. Not a Let It Go fan.
It's gonna get a lot of votes.
It's gonna get votes.
I
for
think
sure.
the same thing that's gonna happen. I think Frozen got all the love that Moana should have got like 2 years after or something.
I agree.
I mean,
So
I
the-
can't argue with that. I've seen it to death. So
All right, we're gonna keep it moving, y'all. But real quick, shouts out to Once Upon a December. Love that song. Anastasia for the win. Dave, you've had a wild list, man. Hats off to you for going Akira first round. One of the most mind-blowing, visually magnificent pictures I've ever seen. So I think that's an underrated pick, but popularity-wise, we'll see how it does. Toy Story 3, I agree. I think that's the best of the franchise. Emperor's New Groove, I'm not as crazy about, but I know there's a cult following for that one. It even had Kronk's New Groove, enough popularity to spawn a sequel. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, epic musical. Some of my favorite childhood memories from that very, very raunchy, wild flick that I probably shouldn't have been watching. Jungle Book is near and dear to my heart, man. Honestly, this is a really good list, man. Jungle Book's in my top 5 of Disney classics, I would say. So real quick, let's give them a quick grade, guys. What you guys got for Team Dave?
7.
I'm
I'm
Seven.
going to 8.5.
8.5.
Tough crowd.
I'm gonna go with 8.5 out of 10.
Oh man, I see a 6er. Was that a 6er? Yeah, it looks like a nice 6.8-ish, if I have to do the math. Dave, go ahead, go through your thought process, man. How happy are you, and what would you grade yourself, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I would give it around a 7.5. Akira was, when I was making my list, it was a really important movie. There's a lot of movies that we talked about tonight that kind of changed the course of animation and affected animation, post that movie. But Akira is something that did that to animation, but also had a lasting effect on pop culture as well. I mean, the Stranger Things, the list of movies and TV that was affected by Akira goes on and on and on. So it was a really important movie to me. And yeah, when I was 10 or 11 watching that, my parents were just like, yeah, it's a cartoon. You can rent it. No problem. Toy Story 3. Yeah, it brings the hardware. And yeah, I think it's the best Toy Story movie from the lot. So I was really happy to get that in the second round. I actually had that as a potential first round pick. So I was happy there. Yeah, Emperor's New Groove and South Park were kind of I just wanted to zag while everyone was zigging. And they have those sort of cult followings. And Jungle Book, yeah, I mean, it's my favorite classic Disney movie. And, those songs, are still popular to this day. And, I Want to Be Like You just keeps getting remade and remade. So a super fun movie. So yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with my list.
Hell yeah, man. Bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes. Love it. Go ahead, guys. Open floor. Hot takes, cold takes. Don't mind my singing.
I am not a South Park fan.
Ooh.
I honestly, I think that's his best pick. Number 4 pick.
I was kind of
I'm more of a Family Guy person.
The thing that bummed me out was I think I could have got South Park in the 5th round. So I probably misstepped there.
But I think
you stole the pick from Toy Story 3. How dare you? That was my pick.
Toy Story 3 is your best pick for sure. Toy Story 3.
Now, pound for pound, the most I've ever cried in a movie was Toy Story 3. Not even a
Really?
Easily.
God, the ending
I agree.
made me cry.
Well, multiple parts, right? You got the furnace too. Furnace scene, then the little wave.
It still makes me cry.
I'm tearing up hearing you guys talk about it.
Seeing Andy give up his toys and going off to college. Come on, how does
and
that?
I'm happy you went Emperor's New Groove. Love
I am
to
as well.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
it's a great one.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Respect for sure, man. We'll see how it does on the polls. Team Christian, you went Japanese animation really hard. I know there's a following on Twitter, so I can't speak for how people are going to vote, but we'll see how that goes. You went with your name, Pokemon the movie, Treasure Planet. Deep dive there, man. I don't know how many people remember that one, but that was an epic visual masterpiece. Batman Under the Red Hood, one of the best superhero films, animated or live action, I've seen. It'd be in my top 20 at least. Really great picture. And then you got Brother Bear. I don't love that one, but you know what? Let's give him a quick grade, guys. What do we got for Christian?
7.
I give him an 8. I
7.5.
love
Wow,
Treasure
is
Planet.
it really a
7.5.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna-
love from mainly.
You're gonna get a 7.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. So give or take close to a 7 there average. All right, Christian, go through your thought process. I'm really interested to hear how you thought went about this, and what would you grade yourself?
So originally I was gonna go full Japanese animated films, but I'm not gonna lie, I did panic at the last second because the ones that I absolutely love, and like a lot of the movies that I was going to pick, they're based off a series. If you haven't seen them, it's like I don't know how Twitter was gonna actually, react to it, but I started off with the first two. I'm kind of glad I got Your Name in there because it is a beautiful, beautiful love story. The animation, everything, it's fan freaking tastic. And my second pick, Pokemon the first movie. I think that was the first movie I ever saw in theaters, and it still hits. It still hits today. And Treasure Planet, I'm actually very surprised no one picked, because after I think that was more towards like the second Disney animated renaissance, that and Brother Bear themselves. So I was surprised no one picked it. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna I wanted to throw at least 2 Disney movies in there. I didn't want to go full Disney centric just because we are the A team, of course, but you got to leave some things for the B team over there. But Batman Under the Red Hood, it is technically my second favorite, but I know it has a lot of traction on Twitter. My first one would have been The Dark Knight Returns, but I started off with Your Name. I don't know why I thought that was going to take, but I think that was like more of a personal pick for me. Still a little salty that Alyssa took Land Before Time for me and The Iron Giant, because I probably would have swapped those in there, but I'm very happy with my list. I would honestly give this like a solid like B plus A minus in that realm, just because I can watch all these movies on repeat, and that's really what matters to me.
Well said, man. AJ would be proud. This is a list I think AJ would adore. So, floor is open, guys. Hot takes, cold takes. You guys love it, hate it?
You want to talk? Oh, sorry. You go.
I haven't seen Your Name.
Since he, I'm very bitter about Treasure Planet, but that's why I gave you the 6. It's probably like a 6.5 or 7 for real. But it's good. Like I said, Rachel is going to be very upset that you took Your Name.
I had
today.
to take it from her.
But I think they're good. I mean, the Pokemon first movie is good. Treasure Planet is amazing. It's so underrated. Probably my 3rd favorite Disney movie. And so that's good. Brother Bear, I think Brother Bear is pretty solid. That was before Princess and the Frog. That was the last hand-drawn animation for a while for Disney, I believe. So I think it's a fairly solid list.
Thank you,
Under the Red Hood's your best pick.
Yeah, I agree. Batman Under the Red Hood's my favorite pick here. I haven't seen Your Name yet. I want to check it out at some point. I've never been a Pokemon fan or a Brother Bear fan, but I get it. Treasure Planet, that's my second favorite of your pick. That's why I give you a 7, just because I haven't seen Your Name, but I definitely got to. But you got a solid list for sure.
His name's right there. His name.
Ryan, that was on our like decade challenge? How have you still not seen it?
I don't know.
I watched it for that live stream.
In all fairness, it is also on my watch list, something I'm very interested in seeing. So we'll see how that one does. Trucking right along. We're getting into the second half of our draft here, folks. Team Christy, she took Little Mermaid first overall. I think our first animation draft, that one wasn't even picked. So that was a unexpected first rounder, but a very classic film that everybody loved. Mitchell versus the Machines is one of my favorite films this year. Really underrated pick there. Big Hero 6 broke my heart. That I think Christy and everybody started just ripping those picks from me. It really hurt to watch, guys. Fern Gully, and she finished it off with Home. I think that was with Rihanna, right?
Yes.
So very eclectic list. Got a little bit of old, a little bit of new, and some movies that I really love. Really quick, guys, let's throw her a grade. What do we got for Christy?
8.5.
8.
High praise.
8.
Got a 7.
I'm gonna go 8, but mainly just for Big Hero 6 and Little Mermaid.
I
For
agree.
3 films. Yeah.
Love those movies. Go ahead and break it down, Christy, your thought process, and what would you grade yourself?
Well, obviously, I think it's a 10. I think I might be the oldest person in any of the drafts ever done on here. I mean, in 1989, I was in elementary school when The Little Mermaid came out, so it's my childhood. I wanted to be Ariel. I could swim underwater, like across a full-length pool before I could walk. I lived in the water. It's I wanted to be her. I love Scuttle, the seagull. I still like pretend I'm curling my hair with a fork. I think it was just hilarious. And there's a really great villain there. Everybody knows Ursula. Plus, I mean, 30 plus years later, everybody knows the music from The Little Mermaid. Like, who doesn't know Under the Sea? So I just think that even though it's older, it's still a classic movie. Mitchell's vs. the Machines. Okay, so I do a live stream sometimes with my 12-year-old Finnegan. This was the first live stream I did with Finnegan. He picked this movie. He insisted we watch it. I wasn't too sure about it. Ended up loving it. I've watched it multiple times since. I think it's really cool that the phone platform they use, they named Pal, like the phone's your friend, and everybody is using their devices and their friend is being thrown out because it just keeps getting upgraded. And so they have to get rid of all of that and work together as a family. So, you know, as mom, I think that's cool. I love the little brother, Aaron, and how he's always like pretending he's a pterodactyl. I just think she's a weird teenager going off to college and she doesn't care that she's weird. And I love that. And I think more young people need to live like Katie Mitchell. Big Hero 6 also broke my heart. I mean, obviously it starts off with a strong heartache when Hero's brother dies, Tadashi. So he's tragically lost. Then he has Baymax to keep him connected to his brother. But what I really love about Big Hero 6 is how all these young people are in these technology institutes, working with robots, fighting with robots. They're so smart. I mean, Hero was 13 when he graduated high school. Can't even remember what I was doing when I was 13. And so it's just a really touching movie. Fern Gully, which might be the lesser known one here. 1992. So again, I was 10, 11 when that came out. But I think it's even more relevant now. I mean, the fairy Krista, she's just charming and spunky and cute, but she shrinks down the logger so that he can see what he's doing to the rainforest. Super, super relevant now. Plus, it reminds me a little bit of the fruit bat Bartok and Anastasia, that movie. So that movie came out in 1997. So your bat was a copy of my bat. The bat's name was Coda. It was a fruit bat, Krista's best friend in Ferngully, and he was voiced by Robin Williams. So I got a Robin Williams in there too. And then last is Home. It's funny. It has Rihanna in it as the lead voice, plus all the songs. Captain Smek is voiced by Steve Martin. The little alien, all the alien race are called boovs, like Boov, boovs, which is just hilarious to say. I like to say it, boovs. And the lead alien his name is O. So it's kind of weird. You're like, oh, but it's his name. So anyway, and also J-Lo, a beautiful, gorgeous J-Lo is the mom. She's the voice of Lucy. So you've got this great cast. It's funny, it's sci-fi, it's family, so it's right up my alley. So that's why I love these picks.
Epic.
Also,
I'm not hating on Fern Gully. I love it.
Any hot or cold takes on
two
this?
bats.
your top 3 are amazing picks. Amazing picks.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Thank
100%
you.
agree. The top 3 picks is incredible.
I freaking love Mitchell's versus the Machine so much.
I think
It's really good.
Dog, pig,
It's
dog,
so
pig.
it's a
loaf of
movie
bread,
that they
dog,
cannot
pig.
sleep on.
I think
the
I
two
think Kiss the
robots.
Girl is one of the best Disney songs
Oh,
they've
yeah.
ever
Kiss the
made.
Girl's the best. Kiss the Girl.
My favorite song from Little Mermaid is "Poor Unfortunate Souls."
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
No,
Poor unfortunate soul. I'm a
No
hurt
love for
little
Les
man.
Poisons? Ho ho ho, Les Poisons.
Under the sea.
And really quick before we go on and finish this up, I'll say I remember Ferngully, and I remember when I was a kid I liked it, but I don't remember it well. If
There's
that means
there's no
anything at all.
Pandora. There's no Pandora without Ferngully.
Right,
That's
that's what a
true.
lot of people have been saying. And shouts out to Scuttle's attempt to sing. Wow.
That's how I sing. That's my voice.
All right.
Truly.
Team Mainly Movies.
So mad.
You took The Iron Giant, one of the most beloved animated films of all time, Mulan, Toy Story 4, The Land Before Time. That one hurt. That was a gut punch. I really thought that would fall to me tomorrow night. That's one of my favorite animated films ever. And you took The Brave Little Toaster. I thought for sure no one would pick The Brave Little Toaster, man. The radio, the blanket, the vacuum. That was my stuff. That was my shit. Like, I love that movie. Real quick, let's give it a grade. I see a 9.5 already.
9.5.
High praise. I'm feeling a 9. I'm feeling a 9. I see a 7.
8.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a 9.
Really good.
Hey, what number was that, Ann?
9.
9. I agree. I'm going with a 9. I think this is a strong list from top to bottom. Alyssa, break it down. I'm sure you gotta be happy, right? And then what would you grade yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. I was a little concerned to begin before we started because obviously The Lion King is reserved for Sunday, and that is my all-time favorite animated movie. So I was a little bummed about that. But The Iron Giant, I knew that was going to be a contender, and so I'm amazed that it made it down to pick 9. I thought for sure one of you guys was going to pick it earlier in the first round, but I had to get it before Deibs got two picks in a row. I figured he was going to go for it with one of them. So The Iron Giant, it's just like, it's amazing. I mean, like, I got the little Iron Giant there. It's such a good one. You got like Hogarth, and it's just Superman. It's so good. And it's set in Maine, and so Mainly Movies. I kind of had to get it. I told you guys, right? We were kind of messing around on Twitter after the last draft. I told you guys I was going to get this one. But so Iron Giant, I love that one. Mulan, I know I picked it in the last round or draft as well, but it's my second favorite Disney movie. And so since I couldn't get Lion King, I wanted to get another Disney movie. Really strong character. She's kind of a Disney princess, not really, I guess, officially a princess, but she functions similarly to a princess. So I think that worked out really well. And it's just a great movie. It's action. It's got the musical elements. Everybody knows the songs from Mulan. Toy Story 4, I wanted to get a Pixar movie, but round 3, this was like, what, the 32nd pick or something, and so I knew there wasn't going to be much left in terms of my top Pixars. So this was actually kind of like number 8 or 9 on my list of Pixars. All the other ones have been taken or reserved, but I really like Toy Story 4. I think Toy Story and Toy Story 3 are just about tied for the best of the quadrilogy. And then Toy Story 4, I really like. I don't know, and Toy Story 2 was reserved, so I feel pretty good about Toy Story 4, though. I think it was really solid. It was a movie that when it was first announced, when it came out, I was kind of like, do we really need this? Like, Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending to that story, but I think Toy Story 4 was a pretty solid kind of coda to that ending. Land Before Time, amazed that it made it to the 4th round. I thought for sure that was going to go before, but I wanted to get the Pixar in. But Land Before Time is amazing. That's one that I watched so much as a kid. I remember I had the VHS and I watched it like 4 times in a row one day. Like, I adored that movie. It's so sad, but it's so good. You got the Tree Stars, you got, everybody. You got Littlefoot and Sarah and Petrie and Ducky. Yup, and Spike. And so you got the Sharp Teeth, all that. It's so good. And then Brave Little Toaster. That was one I wanted to go with, but I was a little concerned. I didn't know if it was going to really draw in the votes on Twitter, but I really enjoy that one. You got it's such a weird movie, right? It's almost like a precursor to Toy Story, except with appliances. And so it's like the little kid that wants his toaster and his electric blanket, but like it's it's such a bizarre movie, but it's so good. I mean, you got everything, the whole trip. You got the TV and the guy like trying to direct the kid to go to the landfill. And I mean, we talked about Toy Story 3 with the furnace earlier. The whole scene with the magnet and Toaster's kind of sacrifice, it's pretty intense. It gets dark. It's good. So I feel pretty good about this team. I would say I'd probably give myself like a 9 with this one. But I like it.
No, well said. I agree. I think this is a super strong list, and I think the strength of like Iron Giant and Mulan can make up for people that maybe don't remember Brave Little Toaster. But it's an underrated pick for sure. Open floor, guys. Hot takes, cold takes. What do we got for Alyssa?
Alyssa, you absolutely nailed it with Iron Giant and Mulan. Those are in my top 10 animated movies of all time. Iron Giant, that is Brad Bird's masterpiece. Super man. Mulan, I freaking love Mulan. Land Before Time, love that movie so much as a kid. And The Brave Little Toaster, too, is such an underrated gem. I gave you a 9.5 because of Toy Story 4. It wasn't needed. I'm sorry. Just the more I watch it, I just think it's okay.
And how it beat Klaus for the Oscar.
I think How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World should have won.
I think I lost my body. Should have won.
Yeah.
I gave you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
I was done. Sorry.
I gave this team a 9 because there was like a small chance that the Iron Giant was falling to me, and I was unbelievably hurt by that.
Yeah, I'm very salty you chose Land Before Time, and it was on my radar, and I should have picked it. And I can only blame myself.
Can we trade? I mean, can we trade after the fact? I'll give you Land Before Time for Treasure Planet.
I don't know about that one.
I like your style, Alyssa. That's a true fantasy enthusiast right there. Anybody else?
I have something.
Yeah, I gave your list a 9 out of 10. It's such an amazing list. The Iron Giant, Mulan, Toy Story 4, and The Land Before Time is one of the most cult following. It's one of the most memorable childhood memory. Great list. I loved it.
And then I heard one more voice there. Who was that?
Me, Christy.
Hi.
I love the Iron Giant. Also was on my list to pick as well. And I don't know like if you were aware, but it's based on a story from Ted Hughes. So Ted Hughes wrote the story back in the 60s. And what makes it special to me is that he wrote it for his kids after his wife committed suicide. So it's like really sad reason that he wrote it. But he was trying to let his kids know that you can go through something really terrible and rebuild yourself, which is why the Iron Giant came into being. And so I think that's just really powerful. I give this team a 10. I think it's the best team here.
Thank you.
Wow, that like really hurt.
Wow.
I'm gonna go cry.
Yeah, all the more reason to love that movie. All right, y'all. We reached the end. The final pick of night 1. Deibs came pretty hard, man. He came with The Incredibles, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, Moana, another heartbreaker for me. One of my favorite Disney films, period. Princess and the Frog, and Wreck-It Ralph. That wrecked me, literally. That's like literally in my top 3. Wreck-It Ralph, Moana, Aladdin, all those. This was hard to watch, guys. This was really hard to watch because a lot of my favorites are gone now. But hats off to you, Deibs. Real quick, let's throw him a grade. What do we got for Deibs?
9. You get a 9.
9.5. 9.5.
I'm feeling that. I'd throw him a 9.
Yeah,
anybody?
It's a total 9, dude.
All right, Deibs, break it down, man. How happy are you? What would you grade yourself, bro?
I came into this draft a loser in the first round during the first time we did an animation draft, and that was a year ago. That cannot happen, and I'm really happy with what I got here. The Incredibles, Mask of the Phantasm, sorry, Christian, is way better than Under the Red Hood.
I agree.
I disagree, dude.
Mask of the Phantasm's great.
The Incredibles is not only Pixar's best movie, it's one of the best superhero movies ever. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is a movie that truly understood what it means to be Batman and something we haven't seen on the big screen yet. Moana is my favorite Disney princess, period. And I like the fact that I have diversity here with Moana and Tiana with Princess and the Frog. Our daughter is named after a character in Princess and the Frog. So obviously there's a personal attachment here. So Moana, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, The Incredibles, terrific. But what I think rounds out my team here is Wreck-It Ralph. I can't believe it fell to the 5th round. I absolutely cannot believe it. It is a movie that is just so lovable. Ralph, like, I'm bad and that's good. I'll never be good and that's not bad. There's nobody I'd rather be than me. Princess Vanellope. It is a movie that connects to so many people, I think. And I went for a team that everybody knows these movies. And I think I've got diversity. I think I've got the superhero element. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is I went way too hard Disney. Unlike a lot of people here, like you got DreamWorks, you got anime. I'm a little nervous that while I do have diversity with characters, not so much movies, and you guys took a lot of them from me. But I'm really happy about my team. I give this, I'm not going to lie, I'll give this a solid 9.
I doubt anybody would argue with you, man. I would throw you a 9 myself. Anybody else got some hot or cold takes before you wrap things up?
You got an incredible list, bro. I mean, you got The Incredibles, which was going to be one of my picks. I mean, it's definitely the best Fantastic Four movie of all time. And you got Moana, which is the film was definitely my favorite animated film of that year. Beautiful animation, the characters, the soundtrack. I play that all the time, and I loved it. And memorable catchphrase, "You're welcome." And you got Wreck-It Ralph, which I really loved. I mean, you got a character who's playing a video game villain who is trying to prove that he can be a hero of the story. And Princess and the Frog, I still have not seen that film. And Batman Mask of the Phantasm, as much as I liked it, it's kind of one of the most forgettable DC animated film in my opinion. Batman Under the Red Hood is still the best Batman animated film. Sorry, I got to be honest.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I wouldn't say it's forgettable because there's other forgettable Batman films out there, animated films at least. But
I love your villains here. I love your villains here.
It's in my top 10. It's just not my top 5.
Yeah, I love the villains. Hamill, as the Joker, and Dr. Facilier under Princess and the Frog. Totally underrated Disney villain. He's super cool.
Oh yes, I agree. Deibs, sorry, Alyssa.
No, there you go.
Deibs, this team is incredible, man. Hey, just like your first pick, The Incredibles. I could totally relate, man. I went heavy Disney too in this draft. Incredibles, I mean, nobody can complain. That's an instant classic. Mask of the Phantasm, I agree with you. That is my favorite animated Batman movie. It really dived into Bruce Wayne and Batman a lot. I love the Joker, Mark Hamill. Moana, come on. Moana is amazing. Princess and the Frog, probably the most underrated of the revival age for me. And Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, Wreck-It. The sequel was not good, but Wreck-It Ralph, I freaking love it. You got a great team, buddy.
Yeah, I want to add praise to The Incredibles. Like that's my all-time favorite Pixar. And so I was hoping it wasn't gonna go in one of your first 2 picks, and then I would be able to snap it up in round 2. But I'm glad that somebody got it at least because it's a good one.
To quote Indiana Jones, you chose poorly.
Hey, as long as the A team chose it, we're all winners here. So
yes, sir.
Good luck, B team.
Since Jacob took Wally, I'm glad that one of us got Princess and the Frog.
I thank you for picking Wally first.
She said one of us.
I told Christian probably a week ago because Christian said, "Well, Into the Spider-Verse is gone, so I guess I'm gonna pick Wally first." And I told him, I said, "It's not gonna be there." And he was like, "Yeah." No, like I can guarantee you, it will not be there.
No, honestly, minus a few haters, Wally's beloved by all. But that about wraps it up, everybody. Congratulations to everybody that participated. It was an epic draft. Broke my heart multiple times. I'm surprised I'm still talking. Real quick before we get out of here, we'll start from the bottom. Matt, thank you for joining us, man. It was a pleasure to have you on. once again, just sign off real quick. And what have you got going on in terms of your content and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter just at MattWyatt651. I do my reviews on there, and I show off my physical media on Blu-ray movies because I love collecting physical media. I'm a huge supporter. And I talk about movies all the time on Twitter with my mutuals. And you can check out my my link tree in my bio where I have like Snapchat, Instagram, and Letterboxd where I put a lot of reviewing movies on there as well. And thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, man. Mainly movies, Miss Alyssa. How are you doing? What you got going on, and where can people find you?
Yeah, well, thanks. I want to say thank you for having me on again. This is my second time now. Hopefully, I progress a little bit further in the votes this time, Christian.
Not gonna happen. I already paid off the commissioners. It's done.
But you can find me at Mainly Movies on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd, all the places. And I put out reviews, and I actually did a haul video earlier, or yesterday. I guess yesterday. Now it's Saturday, isn't it? So Friday. But I got a review for a Free Guy coming out early next week. I'll have a few more haul videos, Blu-ray hauls to come. So variety of movie-related content.
Epic. Thank you, Alyssa. Everybody, please give everybody in here a follow. But next we got Christian, Music City Nerd. What's going on, bro? Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you guys. Again, this is my third draft so far. I just want to thank you guys again for having me back on. Again, you can follow our podcast over at Film Optics. That is Optics with an X. On Twitter, you can follow me over on Music City Nerd on Twitter as well. And you can find our podcast, Film Optics, on podcast platforms around the internet. We just covered DC Titans season 3, episodes 1 through 3. Me and Leo did, so definitely check that out. And we have a double feature review coming up with Free Guy and Don't Breathe 2, which will be dropping on Monday. So I'm back in full form. I can actually talk now. So my surgery went great for my wisdom teeth. So it's nice to talk again.
we're
thank you guys so much.
We're still waiting for that anesthesia review. When is that coming?
Yeah,
I was not loopy. Like my parents were like kind of mad. I was like, I feel a little lightheaded, but like I didn't like black out or So
is this real live?
everything went smoothly. So thank God.
Awesome, man. Thanks again, Christian. Next, Jacob, man, another newcomer. Welcome. You did a great job. What you got going on, man?
Hey, yeah, thank you for having me on. I like I said at the beginning, I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at tberry57. You can find all my work, reviews, articles, top lists, everything at musiccitydrivein.com and at hiddenremote.com. And yeah, I mean, come on, talk to me, talk movies to me, everything.
Great job, man. Next, Miss Daleview. Another epic job on your end, too. Second go around for you. What's going on? What's new with you? And where can people find you?
Yeah, so I'm Ann Daleview. I write young adult books. My new book, A Tale of Ashes, just came out this year. In bookstores and online, you can find it everywhere. I post about writerly content, so if you're interested in writing and books and reading and all sorts of young adult fantasy, everything, you can find me at andaleview.com or Instagram and Twitter at andaleview or TikTok at andaleview2.
Epic. I gotta check out that book. Next, Christy. How you doing? Thanks for joining us again. Where can people find you? What you got going on?
So on Twitter, I'm at Bring Me Up Music. That was Finn. He's the reason I have the Mitchell vs. Machine movie. He had to get a wave in there. So I started writing on Skrink.com, and now I'm also writing for the Paint Lines and Music City Drive-In, although I'm relatively new to that one. I love to write about music mostly, but I've branched out into movies. Although every time I read the reviews coming from everybody else on the pictures here, you're so much more eloquent. No. And I ramble on and on and on, and I'm just like, it was so cool, I loved it. But you guys are like, camera angles and the writing and
jump shots, cut shots.
So mostly Twitter, but a few websites there. So I'd love to see you stop by. And Anne, I'm definitely going to check out that book. The cover itself just looks so cool, but I'm really excited about it.
Thank you again, Chrissy. Ryan, ex-champion. Thanks for joining us again, man. Hey, what's going on with you? Anything new?
Oh, guys, seriously, thank you so much for having me back. These drafts are an absolute blast. I'm always down to do another one. I just love them so much. You guys can find me on YouTube at Ryan O'Toole. You can just search my name, which is right there. I cover all the newest movies every single week. I just uploaded my reviews for Marvel's new show, What If? I will be doing weekly reviews for that show, as well as Free Guy. My review is up for that. You can go check that out, as well as Don't Breathe 2. I saw that today. That review will be out very soon. And I'm also on Twitter at Ryan O'Toole MR, Letterboxd, where you can see my early reviews over there, Ryan O'Toole Movies, and Instagram on Ryan O'Toole Movies. Thank you guys for having me back. This was an absolute blast.
He's done that once or twice.
All right, and then our final newcomer, Mr. Dave, man, you did a great job. Underrated films on your list, man. Where can people find you? And you got anything going on, man?
Thanks, I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I would really look forward to doing something like this again with you guys. You can find me every Tuesday night at 9:15 on the Painted Lines Network. My show is called Podadelphia, with a Philly sports podcast.
He's got a sticker and everything.
We got stickers, merch, I don't know, whatever. We're going to be talking about the first place Phillies. We're going to be previewing the Eagles season on Tuesday night. So come on, if you're not doing anything, come check us out. Podadelphia.
Go
nice.
Steelers.
Epic.
Go Patriots. Go Patriots.
Who do you invite on this show?
Tough love for the birds.
Mac Jones, baby.
Last but not least, the Crockpots, Mr. and Mrs. Crockpot. Thanks again, Nicole. It's always a pleasure. And Deibs, what we got going on, man? Sign us off, brother.
Yeah, of course. We've got the What If reviews. We've got. I'm sad to say the Bad Batch is over. But
still haven't seen it.
I still got to check that out.
You haven't seen the Bad Batch?
No, I got to check
I've
out.
I haven't seen the Clone Wars.
You haven't seen Clone Wars.
I haven't.
You have not seen Clone Wars?
You haven't seen Your Name. You haven't seen Clone Wars.
I got to
watch, Ryan. If you got the time, get through it, man.
You got to get on that.
You gotta watch the Clone Wars.
Can we revoke his list because he hasn't seen any of this? Just give it to the rest.
You gotta watch Rebels.
We'll make it 6-pick.
Yeah, you gotta watch the Clone Wars. You gotta watch Rebels. Bad Batch is not as good as those two, but it's got some ways to go. It's got some ways to go.
That's fair.
There's some potential.
Season 2, baby.
Yep. So we also do Master Chef reviews.
Yeah.
That's really, really fun. Chilling with the
Crockpots.
Always a fun time. We're big foodies over here. What else do we do, Loretta? Oh, Monsters at Work is terrific, by the way. If you haven't watched it yet.
Oh, dude, I gotta check.
I haven't seen that either.
If you're a Monsters Inc. fan, it's worth a watch. I like it more than Monsters University, if that means anything.
Oh, I loved Monsters University.
I gotta watch Monsters at Work.
Yeah, Monsters at Work is getting better and better. Just great character development. And of course, I run the Painted Lines YouTube channel as well. If you're, I do content every single day there at the YouTube channel. So, Mr. Crockpot, but most importantly, this is the Mrs. Crockpot.
Hey, awesome. But yeah, that about wraps it up. So you can follow us on Twitter at the Suit Up Geeks. And tomorrow night we have night 2. I'm heartbroken, but I'm still gonna fight. I'm not a quitter. We'll see how tomorrow night goes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
For everybody watching, same time tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. For everybody in this draft, congratulations, guys! You are wonderful. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for watching. Good night, everybody.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Good night, man.